Okay, here is the second half where we're talking about how to put your design for your marketing materials onto a billboard or onto a bus stop. So one way you can do it is if you build, say, a billboard and you're going to build that on a separate artboard and then copy it over onto this billboard. So here I have a mock-up that, let's just say this was my billboard design that I wanted to put on my billboard. I've brought this in here as a JPEG. You can also bring it in though as an AI file. If you bring, I'm sorry, as an AI like copy paste. So for example, let's just say this right here was my designed logo. If I put that on top of this image, this is just a JPEG that I got from the internet. If I put this on top of the image, that's very easy to use your white arrow and just adjust the corners and build like that, all right? But if you've built your design somewhere else and it's not fitting and it's a JPEG like this, here's how to warp that. So I'm gonna first size it down so it's as close as I can possibly get it here without being pulled or stretched too much, so about there. And I'm opening up this link. I'm gonna lock this background image so it doesn't move around on me while I'm moving this one. And the next thing I wanna do is I'm just going to warp this. So when I try to move individual pieces on here, it doesn't want to. So what I first need to do is I need to go to Object, Envelope Distort, Make with Mesh. And I am only wanting to move those four corners. So I'm just going to take down rows and columns down to 1 and 1 and say, okay. And now with my white arrow, I'm going to click on this anchor once and then click again and move it. Click it once and then click again and move it. Click it once and then move it again. And then the last thing is it does look a little wavy here. So I just need to go through and adjust my handles. And I can make this look pretty accurate, like it's actually there. The other thing that you can do after that is, see all these pink lines? I'm gonna say snap to guides or snap to point off. There we go. I have a little bit less. Smart guides off too. There we go. And the last thing now I can do is I want to also go into this transparency menu and I can say multiply, and that just kind of blends it into the background a little bit. You don't have to do that, but it's an option. It makes it look a little bit more realistic and you're good. Other one is this one I have here to show you. And this one, I could do kind of the same thing. I'm going to pull, in this case, I'm just going to pull a background here, make it a color, and use my white arrow so that I can adjust my corners to fit exactly onto this rectangle. And then I'm going to pull, this is my bus stop here, so I'm going to pull this and lock it so I don't accidentally move them. And I'm going to pull my logo over here. And my logo, I want to put that in that layer as well. So it's on top of everything. Stretch that out. That, and you can do whatever else if there's other information or if you have a model or all the other things you might do for your particular advertisement. You're going to put that there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing. I might try a layer for this, see what that looks like. And no, don't like that. So I'm just going to leave it and lock it. And last, I'm going to do a technique where I can put a reflection on this. So it looks like there's a little bit of glass on it, so it looks a little bit more real. So I'm going to do a reflection of people walking down the street on the other side. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pull that reflection image above the logo. So center that where whatever reflection I want on that. And this is an image, it's a JPEG, so I'm going to say crop image. If you don't see crop image at the top here, remember again, that is window and control to get this bar. But if you don't see it, you can also crop the image by saying image, crop image. So I'm just gonna click this, say crop image, and I'm going to pull the edges to crop. I can't see the bus stop exactly, but I'm just kind of guessing what's back here. And I say apply. That's not exactly right, but for this it's fine because it's just going to be a reflection. And now I'm just going to take this here and I'm just going to say opacity down really low. And you can already see that it already looks like a reflection of people walking towards this. And I'm going to change this transparency mode to multiply there too, maybe, or be lighten. No. You could try some different versions and see if anything like that you like. That's kind of nice. And then it looks like there's actually a reflection on a piece of glass on top of your design. So that's how you do that as well. All right. I'm going to do one more video on how to do this using a free mock-up on Photoshop, but I will stop here for Illustrator.